In the world of swipes and digital connections, I matched with a profile that seemed too enchanting to resist. Their profile picture displayed a captivating smile, drawing me into a web of intrigue. We decided to meet at a quaint, isolated cabin nestled deep in the woods for our first date, thinking it would be a romantic escape. As I arrived, the air grew thick with an unnatural stillness. The cabin, surrounded by ancient trees, exuded an eerie energy. My date wasn't there, but a message on Tinder read, "Follow the trail." Intrigued and anxious, I ventured into the woods, guided by a dimly lit path that seemed to materialize before me. The trail led to an abandoned graveyard, where weathered tombstones stood as silent witnesses to forgotten tales. Another message appeared on my phone. "Meet me at the heart of the cemetery." I hesitated, but an unseen force urged me forward. As I reached the center, a spectral figure emerged, an ethereal version of my date, with hollow eyes reflecting a haunting history. They spoke of a tragic love story, unraveling a tale of heartbreak and betrayal that echoed through the ages. The atmosphere thickened with sorrow as the ghostly narrative unfolded. Suddenly, the wind carried whispers of long-lost lovers, and the gravestones began to glow with an otherworldly light. The spirits sought closure, and my presence had unwittingly become entwined in their spectral quest. As I tried to retreat, an invisible force held me captive, compelling me to delve deeper into the ghostly narrative. Tinder messages revealed the stories of those who had met a similar fate, trapped in a cycle of phantom dates and restless spirits seeking release. In a desperate attempt to break free, I swiped frantically, hoping to sever the connection to the haunted tales. The air crackled with energy as the spirits wailed in agony. Suddenly, the apparitions faded, and the graveyard returned to a still silence. Terrified and shaken, I stumbled back to the cabin, only to find my date waiting, the living version, unaware of the spectral encounter. I deleted Tinder, vowing never to forget the night I unwittingly entered a realm where the boundaries between the living and the supernatural blurred. As I shared my chilling experience on my YouTube channel, I couldn't shake the feeling that the ghostly tales still lingered, a cautionary reminder that some connections, once made in the digital realm, could transcend the boundaries of the living and the dead. Days turned into haunted nights, and despite my attempt to move on, the memories of that eerie encounter lingered. The chilling stories echoed in my dreams, urging me to delve deeper into the paranormal mysteries surrounding online connections. Curiosity got the better of me, and against my better judgment, I reinstalled Tinder in search of answers. However, the app seemed different, as if tainted by the supernatural encounter. Profiles now displayed shadowy figures, and bios whispered of unfulfilled desires and unresolved pain. I matched with a profile that seemed familiar, a ghostly echo of the phantom date in the woods. Messages appeared on my screen, cryptic and unsettling. "You cannot escape the connection," they read. The spectral force had returned, drawing me back into the digital labyrinth. This time, the haunted stories unfolded not in a physical location, but within the app itself. Each swipe conjured a ghostly presence, sharing tales of lost love, betrayal, and unfulfilled destinies. The line between the real and the supernatural blurred as the app transformed into a portal to a spectral realm. In a desperate attempt to sever the unearthly ties, I navigated through the haunted profiles, swiping left with a sense of urgency. The app responded with glitched visuals and distorted sounds, as if resisting the release of the tormented spirits. As the final ghostly tale played out, a surge of energy coursed through the app. The ghostly figures vanished, leaving behind a digital silence. But the twist unfolded when I realized the haunted connections weren't confined to Tinder. They had permeated other dating apps, creating a spectral network that transcended platforms.
Hi guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you like my horror sounds...
I swiped right on a profile that seemed too perfect to be true. A charming smile, shared interests, and a witty bio. We agreed to meet at an old abandoned mansion for our first date. As I arrived, a chilling wind whispered through the dilapidated halls. My date wasn't there, but the air was thick with a presence. I received a message on Tinder from an unknown user. "They're not who they seem," it read. Confused, I explored the mansion's eerie rooms. Shadows danced on the walls and the air grew colder. Suddenly, a figure appeared, a distorted version of my date, with hollow eyes. The ghostly figure whispered, recounting tales of heartbreak and betrayal that echoed through the walls. Terrified, I stumbled backward, realizing the mansion was a graveyard for broken hearts. The ghostly echoes warned me to escape, but the doors slammed shut. As the specter closed in, Tinder messages popped up, revealing the tragic stories of past victims. The ghostly voices merged into a haunting chorus, pleading for release. Desperate, I swiped left on the haunted profiles, hoping to break the curse. Suddenly, the mansion shook, and a blinding light enveloped me. The ghostly presence faded, leaving behind a profound stillness. The doors creaked open, and I fled, realizing Tinder had become a portal to the paranormal. Haunted by the stories, I deleted the app, vowing never to swipe into the unknown again. The memories of that chilling night lingered, a cautionary tale shared only in whispers, a Tinder horror story that still sends shivers down my spine. Weeks passed, and the memory of that paranormal encounter haunted my dreams. One night, unable to resist the allure of curiosity, I reinstalled Tinder, convinced it was just a bizarre coincidence. But as I swiped through profiles, a familiar chill crawled up my spine. A new match appeared, a profile eerily similar to the ghostly figure I encountered. The same hollow eyes stared back at me, and the bio echoed the tragic stories of the past. Panic set in as messages flooded my screen, recounting tales of heartbreak and betrayal in vivid detail. The haunted presence returned, engulfing my surroundings. I found myself drawn back to the abandoned mansion, the epicenter of these supernatural occurrences. As I entered, the air thickened with sorrow, and the ghostly voices intensified. This time, the spirits pleaded for liberation, their stories unfolding with each swipe. Determined to break the cycle, I ventured deeper into the mansion, confronting the tormented souls. With each left swipe, the atmosphere lightened, and the ghostly chorus weakened. As the final tale unfolded, a surge of energy swept through the mansion. The walls seemed to breathe a sigh of relief, and the apparitions dissipated. The mansion, once a spectral haven, now stood silent. Exiting the haunted house, I realized Tinder had become a battleground between the living and the restless spirits. The app, a conduit for the paranormal, had now been cleansed. I deleted Tinder once more, vowing to share the cautionary tale to prevent others from falling into the supernatural trap. In the end, I couldn't escape the lingering sense that the spirits might return. The line between the digital and paranormal worlds had blurred, leaving me forever cautious of the haunting potential hidden behind the innocent swipe of a dating app. Months passed, and I cautiously approached dating apps again, convinced that my previous encounters were nothing more than a bizarre nightmare. However, this time, something felt different. Matches were ordinary, conversations mundane. The haunted mansion was a distant memory. Just when I thought I had escaped the paranormal, a peculiar notification appeared on my phone, one I couldn't ignore. It wasn't from Tinder, but a new, obscure dating app that claimed to connect people on a deeper, supernatural level. Intrigued and wary, I hesitantly created a profile. Within moments, I matched with someone who seemed ordinary at first. However, as our conversation progressed, cryptic messages surfaced. The tales of heartbreak and betrayal echoed eerily familiar. Dread settled in as I realized the spirits hadn't been confined to the mansion. They had found a new vessel. Haunted by the past, I tried to resist the lure of this sinister app, but it seemed to have a grip on my fate. The ghostly presence intensified, and I found myself drawn into a digital realm where the line between the living and the supernatural blurred. As I swiped through profiles, each left swipe only strengthened the spectral force. The haunted voices grew louder, weaving a narrative that mirrored the tragedies of those who had come before me. It became clear. This wasn't a haunted house. It was a haunted algorithm, a paranormal dating app seeking solace for the tormented souls. Desperation set in as I realized the only way to break free was to confront the malevolent force head-on. With trembling hands, I deleted the app, severing the connection to the spectral world. The chilling voices faded, leaving behind an uneasy silence. However, the twist revealed itself. The ghostly figure from the abandoned mansion manifested on my phone, thanking me for releasing them from the cursed app. They warned me that the digital realm would always be a conduit for the supernatural, and no swipe could truly escape the haunted stories of the past. Haunted and forever changed, I vowed to share my cautionary tale, realizing that the line between the virtual and the paranormal was a thin veil that could be torn at any moment. The dating app nightmare had taken an unexpected turn, leaving me questioning the true nature of the connections we forge in the digital age.